Hello, and welcome to GigaSpace's Cloud Computing Screencast. My name is Shai Hasidim, GigaSpace's Deputy CTO. With this screencast, we'll review the Cloud DataGrid demo and how to benchmark your DataGrid on the cloud. The DataGrid demo illustrates a simple cluster space deployed on the cloud, having two partitions with one backup for each partition. Once the DataGrid will be deployed on the cloud, we'll use the benchmark GUI tool provided as part of the GSUI that will be also running on the cloud to populate the DataGrid with data and to perform different operations with the DataGrid. The benchmark tool will measure for us the throughput of the executed operations. To start the demo, you should access gigaspaces.com/mycloud, get your free trial key by clicking this button, have your email placed over here, click continue, and email will be sent to you, and you should simply just click here, and this will allow you to access the Cloud Console. The next step is simply to click the DataGrid button over here. After a few seconds, you will see several machines started on the cloud. Once all the machines will be in running mode and the DataGrid will be deployed, click the Manage button over here. Click OK. Another click yes over here. This will basically download a small applet that will allow you to access the DataGrid desktop on the cloud. Click continue over here. The password over here will be GigaSpaces. Click yes. This is very, very important. After a minute or so, you'll have the GigaSpaces Management Console displayed. This is basically the GSUI running on the cloud. You can actually see this by viewing the IP over here at the top. This is the IP of a machine running on the cloud. And you'll have the DataGrid components displayed on the screen. You can actually drill down into each one of them. For example, you could see the connections. Here are the different connections of the DataGrid. Or jump into the Hosts tab and view the machines on the cloud which are hosting your DataGrid. The next step would be to run the benchmark. Accessing the benchmark can be done through the Space Browser tab. So you just need to click the Space Browser tab over here and drill into the benchmark icon, which you should find under the clusters operations icon. The benchmark panel includes quite a bit of an options. You could select the different DataGrid operations to be executed. You can specify how many client threads would be running, how many iterations will be executed, what would be the object size in case you'll be writing data into the DataGrid, and few other options, few additional advanced options. We'll just perform the write operations with 10,000 objects. As you can see over here, we'll later use other options. To start the benchmark, all what you need to do is to select the Start button and click it over here. If you can't see that, just resize the panel. This is how you start the benchmark. Once the benchmark is running, you can actually see the progress by clicking the Graph tab over here. As you can see, we will have a data point displayed every 2,000 operations. We're using by default the small AMI on the cloud, which is relatively pretty slow instance. If you like to have faster response time, you should use a different AMI, which will be the high CPU large instance. Once the benchmark has been completed, you can click on the Summary tab, and you have the summary of the benchmark displayed over here. You can actually see the data which we wrote into the DataGrid by clicking the spaces icon, and we'll have the objects, the count of objects displayed within each partition over here. We can in fact go and view the data by clicking the classes icon over here. This will show us an aggregated view. Click the query, right click here the query, or just click the query button over here, and this would move us into the query view, and here is our data. By default, we'll see only 5,000 objects. We can simply take out the where piece from the SQL query and replay the same query over here. And this will fetch the entire data set from the DataGrid, 10,000 objects. Another interesting option of the button and go to the graph. Just to remind you, we had 2,000 read operations throughput before without local cache. Now, as you can see, we've got almost 200,000 read operations per second conducted. So the local cache speeds up the read operations quite a bit.